You carry a gun, Mr. Chase?
I never bothered. Ruins the line of your suit.
You used to be a spy.
My child is a prisoner.
$17 million. Oh, they will take his eye, his ear, the hand, and don't tell me you don't have the money.
Sometimes actors die in the middle of shooting a film. This always causes a lot of issues, but can ultimately be fixed by reshooting with a new person or by digitally enhancing the remaining scenes. The case of All the Money in the World is a unique one, however. No one died, but they shot the whole film with Kevin Spacey as John Paul Getty. Then the #MeToo story started surfacing, and well, Kevin didn't exactly come out clean. Afraid the movie would be boycotted, the producers decided to reshoot all his scenes with actor Christopher Plummer. They had only 6 weeks to completely alter the picture. The story of All the Money in the World focuses on Getty's grandson, who gets kidnapped. The criminals demand millions from his billionaire grandpa, who refuses to pay. Not even when they disfigure John Paul III, and the family starts falling apart.
It was a tragedy of a man who learns too late about what he should have done with his heart. And that's what fascinated me. It was the disintegration of an extraordinary kind of greatness in dealing with money.
And to see a guy who was so wealthy and would do so much even for the art world and for the culture, but yet, you know, wouldn't pay for his laundry, wouldn't let anybody use the phone, and wouldn't pay for his son, you know, when he was kidnapped. His grandson, it's fascinating.
My former father-in-law only buys the best. It's time for you to do whatever it is he pays you to do. Let's hope you're half as good as everything else he's bought.
We need to pay the ransom, Mr. Getty.
I do not have the money to spare.
No one has ever been richer than you are at this moment. What would it take for you to feel secure?
More.
Yeah, I mean, there are certainly some valuable lessons to be learned. I mean, I've always tried to find that balance of giving my kids the things that I never had, but also making sure that they have the same kind of drive and desire and appreciation and understanding about what it takes to go out and earn your own way in the world.
I think that money can be the root of all evil, but poverty can be the root of all suffering. You know, it's two sides of the coin, and both of those circumstances create a giant moat around people, to not have enough and to have too much.
I'm gonna find your son.
Getty, BBC!
You're protected from every threat. Unless that threat happens to be me. Mom. Paul, I just want to go home.
Paul.
This is a true story, meaning all the characters are based on real people. So there was a lot of pressure on the actors to do them justice.
There were clips that were available on YouTube of how she held herself, what her carriage was, what her overriding qualities were, and so those were really helpful for me in terms of understanding.
And while the cast wanted to get the characters as accurate as possible, they did cheat a bit with one of the movie's locations.
I loved the house that they picked to replace Sutton Place, which they didn't use on the screen. They used Hatfield House, which belonged to Elizabeth I and the Lord Salisbury. A beautiful, beautiful house, which spoke volumes about what the life in that family was like.
Check out the Kevin Spacey free All the Money in the World, as it's out now.
I don't think this is about money. It's about power. Power.
Business.
Terrible.
Family.
Tell him I'm coming.
Like what you see? Subscribe to our channel for more exclusive clips.